Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Cancer, it's been a hell of a week. I hope that you are doing well. I recently experienced a loss, as many of my co-workers did, and just trying to make sense of it all. And I thought maybe a lot of other people would benefit from a reading about their passed away loved ones and what their passed away loved ones would like to say to them. So I'm going to be using only 2 decks for this reading. The Rider-Waite for your tarot and the Wisdom of the Oracle for the overall energy. And at the end I will read from the booklet that is contained within that deck. So let's just get straight. Okay. Right off the bat, number 43, which reduces to a 7, which is the Chariot card in the Major Arcana. Cancer energy. Cancer, you showed up in your own reading, and in such a poignant and beautiful way, if I do say so myself, and the card is deep knowing. Deep knowing. If I understand anything about being a part of the Cancer Collective, it's that we have a place deep within us that asks the difficult questions and always comes from the heart space. I mean, this is a very simple card, but the owl and the moon feature very prominently, which also suggests that there's an intelligence in the mystery, because the moon is all about mysteries and secrets and the psychic realms. And so these are the kinds of questions you could be asking your passed away loved ones. It's just kind of like, what's on the other side, and what's the meaning of life, and why were we supposed to know each other, encounter each other in this lifetime. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. It's not a past, present, future. It's just a message of what it is they would like to say to you today, Cancer. And I'll pull clarifiers if I need to, but I just kind of wanted to. It's like getting a little check-in, from your passed away loved ones. I've been seeing the moon a lot lately in tarot readings that I watch, so it's significant. 3 cards on the table, just going to read it as a channeled message. You got the moon, the 9 of Cups in the reverse, and the King of Cups in the reverse. This is Scorpio energy. All water. All water. The moon is Pisces and also represents Cancer in astrology. All water. It's almost like Spirit is saying it was truly your destiny to come to this life as a very deep thinker and a deep feeler, that the threads of empathy and compassion that run through you were destined, that water signs, but Cancers in particular, are the mothers of the zodiac and the caretakers, the carers, right? So let's talk about the moon. Moon is number 18 in the Major Arcana of the tarot, Major Arcana, first 22 cards of the tarot deck. They talk about divinely guided energies and archetypes of humanity, archetypes of experience. And when the moon card appears, you know, I always talk about the moon this way. The moon illuminates in the darkness. And so if you've ever been out on a full moon evening with a clear sky, it is so incredibly bright, and yet shadows abound, right? There's just shadows lurking, but the moon is almost like, the moon is almost such a distraction from something because it's so luminescent, right? Luminescent. It glows differently. And when we look up at that moon, we have an experience that perhaps someone else or a collective of people are looking up at that same moon, right? The sun is a little bit more imposing because with the sun, it also brings heat, and its light is literally blinding. So we can't stare at the sun at the same way that we can stare at the moon. And the longer we stare at the moon, we start to see its imperfection, its crevices, and its battering. And Spirit is kind of showing me the cratered moon right now, because it almost feels like your energy, that through all the phases of the moon, there's been this kind of tumultuousness and this like, what is the, okay, so they just gave me this expression. I think it was an ad or like a slogan. Takes a lickin' and keeps on tickin'. I don't remember what that was for. Takes a lickin' and keeps on tickin'. Suggesting that it takes a beating and it keeps going. I don't know if that was for a watch or a toy, or I have no idea. I don't know where I even got that, from the recesses of my deep past and my childhood. I'm not sure, so maybe one of you can tell me. But it's almost as if you've been emotionally pummeled, and maybe recently so, but not necessarily. But your passed away loved ones are acknowledging this. They're acknowledging, they can see that despite those craters and everything kind of coming at you, you still shine with a lot of brightness and a lot of elegance, because isn't it just so that the moon is so elegant when it's full, even when it's crescent? I mean, all phases of the moon are quite beautiful and haunting, Spirit just said, and haunting. In this, we see these two pillars, two towers. As this is a Pisces card in the tarot, along with the High Priestess, the two towers represent that threshold, the kind of veil between this world and the next. And Spirit wants to draw your attention to that the Priestess has a foot in both worlds, but these kind of, the two animals here, one is a wolf and one is a dog, representing the domesticated and the primal. It's like the human being is caught in the in-between of being truly divine and also so rooted in our physical bodies with all of the ailments and the weariness of being inside of a human body. And then the consciousness, right? That questioning, that thing that sets us apart, which does not make us better than the animal kingdom, what have you, but sets us apart as kind of self-cognizant beings. So thank you, Spirit. There's a lot of charged energy I feel. Thank you, Spirit, coming from the moon. So the moon could be, I just saw somebody with a tattoo of the moon. You could have a shirt that has the phases of the moon on it. The moon is significant to you. It's been showing up for me personally in the past week, in several different readings, in conversation. So there's something to it, and I want to point your view to the path towards it. It's almost like, oh, you know what's really weird? I just got a song in my head. Linda Ronstadt and Aaron Neville, two people whose music I don't particularly enjoy, and who they date me for sure. But there's a song and there's a lyric from the song, and it goes, I don't know much, but I know I love you, and that's all I need to know. So that song could be relevant to you, but moreover, the message from your passed away loved ones, right? I don't know much, but I know I love you, and that's all I need to know. It could be tough too if your passed away loved one is somebody you had a beef with, is somebody you didn't get along with in life. It happens, you know, and just because somebody passes away doesn't mean that, you know, magically all is forgiven. That's not how humans are created. That's certainly not how cancer is created. Forgive but not forget. And getting to the forgiving is difficult. So that's for somebody out there. Thank you, Spirit. So that's the moon, kind of setting the tone. And what a beautiful, beautiful synchronicity to start your reading. Let's talk about the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is contentment. 9 full cups, kind of standing in line like little soldiers. Look at all my cups. It's kind of what I'm not a big fan of the Nine of Cups, even though it represents wish fulfillment. It's a really nice card. It's a great card, you know, but there's something about his posture that never really sat right with me. Never really made sense to me. Because when we do this, I mean, even if I'm doing this to you, the eyebrow goes up and I'm just kind of like, really? You know, that's my natural inclination. If I'm crossing my arms, I'm either crossing them in defensiveness, I'm crossing them in boredom, or I'm crossing them in judgment. And so that's kind of what I think of. And when, you know, when we read tarot, you use the Rolodex of experience in your mind to draw out the channeled message, and Spirit is bringing that to me. Right? There's something here. It's like, yes, I'm grateful. 10 or 9, why did I say 10? 9 cups, right? But, you know, I'm all right. I'm good. This card is in reverse for you, though. Not enough, is it? It was not enough for there to be some semblance of satisfaction. So I'm going to actually pull a clarifier for this card, because what is this? It's almost like, what's the wish that didn't come true, or what's the thing that was just not making us happy with our circumstances? The truth of something, Queen of Swords, that we discovered. Perhaps about our passed away loved one. Maybe while they were even still here. This is Libra energy. Libra is In the major arcana, Libra is the Justice card, right? Karmic balance. The Queen of Swords is an interesting character because when you think about all the court cards, right? So the minor arcana, so we talked about the major arcana, first 22 cards of the tarot, divinely guided energies. The rest of the cards in a typical 78 card deck are the minor arcana. They go from ace to 10. Page, Knight, Queen, King, those are called the court cards. And by the time we get to the Queen of Swords, which is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, doesn't have to be, but you could be dealing with somebody with that sign. This person has had a lot of experience, has undergone a lot of lessons about life, about decision making, about moving past heartache and heartbreak, right? 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, those are the toughest cards in the tarot, and they fall in this suit. So when we get to the Divine Feminine, the Queen, she has been there and done it. And in this card, it's like the sword is pointed up, so kind of ready to receive the truth. She has her hand extended as if to say, you better produce the truth. I'm going to cut your hand off. The thing I always like to say about the Queen of Swords, this understanding that I have with her, is that she already knows what the truth is. She just wants you to tell her. It's like, I want you to know that I know. It's like that. It's shrewd. It's cold. It's harsh. And that's how the Queen of Swords feels in my hand with regards to this. So it's this, it's almost like false promises. False promises. And Spirit just called my attention again to this card, Deep Knowing. Okay, so we have some false promises, but what about it, right? Mature person would ask the question, what was the lesson? What am I supposed to learn? I feel this harsh truth, this disappointment, this false promise, false hope. There could have been happiness, there was that potential, and it just didn't turn out. You could be asking your passed away loved one this. Right? Take it as it resonates. I'm gonna ask for one more. What was that truth? Three cards. Wow. Cancer, you showed up very heavily in this reading, and I'm very grateful. Queen of Cups, Hanged Man, Nine of Pentacles. This is a Cancer card, Queen of Cups. We have a divine match on the table, but this one is in reverse. Queen of Cups talks about somebody who is full of compassion. Look at all of that water surrounding her. Water is the element of emotion, the psyche, the unconscious. There's so much empathy. There's a kind of blessedness when, you know, it doesn't just have to be a Cancer that can be in Queen of Cups energy, but talking to Cancers right now, when your cup is full, you don't hesitate to offer your love to others, right? But then it's this understanding, because I asked for a clarifier. What was that truth that Cancer discovered? That when they gave their love, it caused them to be, it was almost like it bounced back. And here we are in our singular energy. Nine of Pentacles, pre-Empress. Pentacles is earth, the material world. Looking great, successful. That's your second 9, by the way, 9-9. But we had to step away. Hanged man, making sacrifices, putting ourselves up in that tree of knowledge. Tree of knowledge. Maybe it was to figure out who was it safe to love? Was it safe to give? Was it safe to be vulnerable? Right? Maybe you were realizing it was not. In whatever situation this is. Your passed away loved ones acknowledge this. They also acknowledge how far you've come and that you still are yourself. You know, this is what I always tell people. It is one of the most challenging things for me personally, but that I see for people that go through kind of heartbreak or betrayal or like whatever. Can you transmute that energy to the point where you heal, and not only heal, but enter back into the world without cynicism, without being cynical? So what is an example of cynicism in like a romantic relationship? Oh, well, that's just how men are. They're dogs. Or that's just how women are. They're crazy. I can't deal with that. That's cynicism. That's just like literally writing off everybody and everything. I've been guilty of it. But then I catch myself because I meet incredible people that prove to me how loving they are, men and women and everything in between. And you judge on a case-by-case basis, but cynicism puts a blanket judgment over everything. And so Spirit is acknowledging, yes, you had this deep knowing and you set yourself apart, and you didn't lose yourself along the way. You're still that loving, beautiful person, and you still have something to give. In the pre-Empress card, 9 of Pentacles, these are all her pentacles. Material world things, connections, health, love, all these kind of things we need. She keeps these. She gives these away. So you're still generous. But you've learned not to give away everything. That's the ticket. Thank you, Spirit. That's the ticket. We end on the King of Cups. Scorpio energy. Counterpart to the Queen. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. I feel that this is also your energy. I don't feel that this is someone else. It's in reverse. King of Cups in the upright talks about emotional availability, emotional maturity. You can see all the water surrounding him here. And his cup is forward and ready to pour, but through divine masculine lens. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine energy. It has nothing to do with gender. It's just a way to describe how we interact with the world. Are we in a place of reception, of receiving, or are we in a place to lead, to go out? And the King of Cups does not hide away, in the sense that, you know, it's kind of like, and this is just an example of an archetype. It doesn't just have to describe a man, but it's like amazing dad energy. The dad who cries when his kids come home from college, or the dad who, you know, reads a book to his kids when they're off to sleep, and is in the bed with them when they have a nightmare, and tells them everything is going to be okay. Right? Like, it's like a person who is not afraid to be vulnerable, is not afraid to have a difficult, potentially difficult emotional conversation, and to say, I love you through and through and through. But this is the energy that it's in right now. And I feel like this is your energy through the divine masculine lens, which kind of just shows me that you're really retreating from declaring any kind of love, right? So Spirit just showed me an example of like maybe you're the kind of person that is kind of like the glue of your social network, and you just can't do it right now. You just can't be in a big group of people. You don't have it in you to be generous of your spirit like that right now. And Spirit, your passed away loved ones are acknowledging this. I'm going to ask for one clarifier for that. Fool in reverse. Yeah, there's you are really it's like one step away from like hermit mode for me, being a hermit, not taking any chances, not taking any risks at this time with your heart. That's perfectly fine. I understand that. The Fool starts the major arcana of the tarot. It's the number 0. And the tarot is all about the Fool's journey. Kind of taking a leap of faith as an adult. Throwing caution to the wind. That's really hard. Not for everybody, but for some adults it's really hard. And Cancers like to be kind of cozy and tucked away, and it's not that this desire isn't here. And when we put these two cards together, the desire to love, the desire to lead in love, is absolutely here. But it's difficult to take a risk on it because there's some pain involved. I'm going to read from the book, number 43, Deep Knowing. Deep knowing. Intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. Claircognizance is what this is describing. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or 5 senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. That's your reading, Cancer. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. My heart is with you, Cancers.